This man lived in a world filled with magic, where everyone could use it. Even newborn babies were capable of magic. However, Asta was different. He couldn't use magic at all. At 15 years old, Asta not only lacked magical abilities, but he also had no magical power in him. His best friend Yuno, on the other hand, was a rare magical prodigy. The stark contrast between the two was evident. Yuno could use magic to help others, but Asta couldn't do anything. Despite the fact that everyone doubted him, Asta never gave up. Since he couldn't use magic, he decided to work on his physical strength. Asta began training relentlessly to catch up to Yuno. He trained every single day, pushing himself to the limit. After training for a long time, the kingdom's annual magic authorization ceremony began. If Asta could obtain a magic book, he would have the chance to use magic and change his destiny. Everyone was excited for the event. The ceremony finally started, and many magic books floated in the air, searching for their owners. To receive a magic book meant qualifying to become a wizard. Many people had already gotten their books, but Asta was different. No magic book would choose him. Asta wondered why this was happening. The instructor told Asta to try again next year. People around him laughed at Asta, calling him a disgrace. Even his friends felt embarrassed. Just then, a golden magic book appeared, its light illuminating everything around it. As people got a better look, they realized it was the legendary four-leaf clover magic book, and its owner was Yuno. Yuno declared that he would become the magic emperor. No one dared to question him, because the original magic emperor's book was also a four-leaf clover. Yuno received everyone's approval, and everyone was proud of him. At that moment, Yuno's pride contrasted sharply with Asta's downfall. Asta swore that he would catch up to Yuno. He was Yuno's lifelong rival, but Yuno didn't think Asta was worthy of being his competitor, especially since Asta didn't even have a magic book. Yuno thought Asta was overly confident, but for Asta, it seemed like an impossible situation. As the laughter from the crowd grew louder, the gap between them widened. Without magic, Asta was of no concern to Yuno. Despite everyone's lack of faith in him, Asta refused to give up. He believed his destiny shouldn't be like this. Until he had a magic book, Asta wouldn't give up. Meanwhile, Yuno started attracting jealousy from others. They looked down on Yuno, the country boy, especially since he had obtained the four-leaf clover magic book, something they couldn't accept. They began to attack Yuno. A massive fireball shot toward Yuno, but Yuno simply raised his hand. He didn't even need to use magic. His opponent's attack was nullified effortlessly. At that moment, both Yuno and Asta realized the huge difference between them. Just as they were preparing to attack again, the walls around them suddenly shifted. Chains sprang from the walls, binding their attackers. The person behind this was Rev Chi, a former member of the Magic Guild who had been exiled for his crimes. Now, he was a thief who had stolen Yuno's magic book. Even though only the chosen ones could use the magic book, the four-leaf clover magic book could be sold for a high price on the black market. Rev Chi also took pleasure in bullying geniuses. As Rev Chi prepared to attack Yuno, a figure appeared from the sky. It was Asta. Seeing Yuno's magic book being stolen, Asta questioned Rev Chi, but Rev Chi immediately recognized Asta as the one who couldn't even obtain a magic book, and he began mocking him. Asta had no choice but to fight Rev Chi with his physical strength. However, how could his body stand against magic? Although Asta managed to dodge some of the spells, in the face of true power, his efforts were useless. Magic was everything in this world. It didn't take long before Asta was knocked down, unable to retaliate. Rev Chi's iron chains pierced Asta's body, and his strength began to fade. This was the power of a magic master. Rev Chi stepped toward Asta and placed his foot on Asta's shoulder, mocking him for having no magic and no hope of becoming the magic emperor. Devastated, Asta felt hopeless. No matter how hard he tried, there were undeniable facts he couldn't